Hello everyone, welcome to Lucy's Larking Adventures. We have got a really exciting adventure lined up today, something a little bit different for us, but something we're pretty excited about. So we've got a bit of a trek ahead of us through these lanes, and then I'll bring you back when we get there and show you what we're going to be doing today. Okay everyone, here we go. We are at the Bristol Channel on a lovely blue sky day. It is pretty windy. I will try and avoid picking up the wind on the camera if I can, but forgive me if there is any noise of the wind. We've got a beautiful stretch ahead of us to just go down and have a look. We're just going to head over the seawall now. We're not going to head out obviously into the mud flats because they are pretty slippery and treacherous, and we've got an eye on the tide times. So we'll just stick close to the seawall and hope that we can find some treasures. We'll bring you with us. See what we can find. So you can probably hear Ryan metal detecting in the background. He's brought his detector today to see what we can find here on the edge of the channel. And I'm just having a little lark through these stones and see what exciting stuff I can find. There's loads of bits of broken bottles, you can probably see. Look what I've just come across here. Let's see if it's complete. Oh, just a broken bit, which is a shame. But hopefully there's a sign that there's some exciting stuff to be found. So I'm going to keep going, and I'll bring you back shortly and let you know what I find. So Ryan's just had his first find. He's just found this old button. Look, not much left of it unfortunately, but still hopefully a good sign that there's plenty of stuff to be found. And I found my first nice piece of sea glass, that lovely blue colour, and a nice little chip of blue and white pottery relics. So hopefully good signs that there's going to be stuff to find, and off I go and see if there's anything else. And here are a couple of other interesting things that Ryan's pulled up. Look at this, an old piece of copper. I wonder what that was. Quite an interesting shape, hasn't it? And then this looks like an old bit of chain, which really appeals to me somehow. I don't know why. It's pretty cool, doesn't it? So still plenty more to look around. I'm just going to focus on this rocky bit and these sort of mud heaps first, and then we'll head a bit further afield. So I don't really know what to expect here today, but I'm just looking through this mound of mud, and look, you can see bits of broken glass with sort of names on. So there obviously is interesting stuff around. Hopefully we'll find some more complete stuff. I found this bit of a tile here. There's lots of bones and teeth and things, which are always pretty gruesome to find, but there we go. And look what I've just found here, just on the top of this heap of mud, the remnants of a very old shoe. Look at that, coming to bits as I pull it out. So that's an exciting sign, isn't it? There's definitely stuff here to be dug up deep in the mud. And I'm going to keep going and see what else I can find. So look at this exciting find, just poking up the top of this clay muddy bit. Look, the top of a bottle, probably broken I'd imagine, it must go somewhere, but it's still got the stopper in it, look. Look at that. That's brilliant, isn't it? I wonder what brand that was. I can't quite tell, but I'm going to take that stopper out and keep it. I like to find those. I wonder what that bottle was from. So there's definitely stuff here to be found, which is good because we weren't actually sure when we came. We've never been here before, so definitely stuff around. Hopefully some more interesting finds to be had. And I'll keep you with me, let you know what they are. Look at that, the remains of some sort of wine flask or something, I'd say. You can just see the edge of the name there, look. It's a shame there's not a little bit more of that. I've just pulled this out and I'm not sure what it is, but it looks like some kind of stopper. It feels like it might even be cork, but I can't quite tell, so I might just try and give it a little clean, see if it's anything exciting. But here's the remains of what I assume is an old, either an inkwell or maybe a sort of blacking jar, and it's still got the name on it, look. I can't quite read it. Something and Lovett's it looks like, and that looks like knots. It must be from Nottinghamshire. That's pretty neat, isn't it? And then I've also just had a pretty cool find in a bank of mud. Look at this. I think this is an old cigarette holder, so you would put your cigarette in that end and then smoke it very elegantly through this end. So yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? I've never found one like that before. So So yeah, I'm having great fun digging through huge amounts of mud, as you can probably tell. And I'm just going to go along this rocky bit now, so come with me and we'll see if we can find anything interesting. So go careful where I'm walking, because obviously it is quite rocky. You can see the top of the bottle there. There's lots of sort of broken bottle bits, look, you can see them in there. But it's obviously going to be quite difficult to find some complete ones because of the amount of rocks and stuff. Look at this. How fantastic is that? Look at that. Oh, she's brilliant, isn't she? Just lying there waiting to be found, look. She can definitely come home. I wonder what she was from. Good stuff. Oh, that's great. What a lovely find. So just head off. You have to sort of look quite closely between all the nooks and crannies of the rocks. Big piles of bones everywhere, which is quite gruesome, isn't it? As you can probably tell, it's just started to rain now, which is not quite as fun. But we'll keep going. I'll bring you back shortly. It's always a shame to find broken bottles, but it's always quite nice when they've still got the topper in. And here's another one. So we found one sticking out the mud a bit earlier. Look at this one. Still got its stopper on, look. It's got a little mark on the top. I think it's a U. So we'll keep the stopper and just recycle that bit of broken glass carefully. But that's a nice little find. I love to find those. And just look here, a little piece of clay pipe stem. So hopefully there'll be more bits of clay pipe because I love to find those. And I'm also finding lots of nice bits of glass like this, look, sort of decorative bits and bits of rounded sea glass. So yeah, pretty cool so far. I'll keep you posted, let you know what else there is. So Ryan's had a couple of interesting finds. Another piece of clay pipe there, look. Look at this, a fishing weight. It's obviously just washed up. I'm sure that was pretty expensive at its time. And then look, a little, this is dug up with the metal detector. I'm not sure what it is, but it's definitely got some shape to it, hasn't it? So maybe it was something interesting. It's obviously rusted away. And then another bottle, still with the topper in it, look. It's pretty cool, isn't it, when you find it still in the bottle. Hi everyone, so we're just heading along the beach now and see what we can find. And we've just come across this old trap. Look at this, an old fishing trap, I guess, isn't it? And it's actually got something spelled out there. I don't know if you can make that out as a sort of C and then something D, I'd say. So I wonder what that was. It looks like it's had a pretty hard time, doesn't it? And then there's a couple of other finds here as well, just some sort of interesting things really. This old piece of pipe that was probably from an old radio, look, I imagine it would have had the sort of wire wrapped around it at some point. Another top, this one's slightly different, but that lovely swan on it, look, which is nice. See, I think that's plastic, but it looks pretty good, doesn't it? Handle of something. And then just the intriguing remains of this brick, look. Just left with these three letters on it, CIT. So I imagine it would have said city or something. It would have, you know, maybe it was a local sort of Bristol one. It's pretty cute, isn't it? So not much complete stuff yet, but I guess that's to be expected because of where we are. But it's a lovely, sunny, yet windy walk along this beautiful coastal area. So we've just happened across something interesting here. Look at this. Look at what that used to be. Look at this. Lovely little green disc that I've just found, and I wondered what it was. It looks like it's been here a long time. And on the back it says made in England. And then it says Petter, genuine part. So I'm assuming that it's from an old Petter engine. I wonder what part it would have been. Well now look, I almost certainly didn't expect to find a full bottle of anything. complete. We found lots and lots of broken tops, some of which look like we wish they were complete because they look really interesting. And lo and behold, look at this. There is a bottle of something. It looks like an old salad cream bottle to me. Still with the lid on, look, and still with some contents in. I wonder what it would have been. So that's a pretty cool find, isn't it? Look at this lovely little spot just nestled in the rocks. A perfect old glass marble, look. It looks like it might even have a little colour inside, you know? Isn't that brilliant? Let me just catch you up on a few of the interesting finds that we found along our travels. So this looks like a massive metal cap of some kind, look. Looks like it's been knocking around for some time. I don't know what it is, but I just thought it looked interesting enough to show you that we've picked it up. Ryan's found this, which is a car part, a radiator cap or something maybe. It's definitely got some age to it, look at that. Really neat, isn't it? Here's an old handle as well. Again, Ryan thinks this might be sort of an old car part, an old car handle or something, but let me know what you think. I don't know what this is, or if it's just waste or if it's anything interesting, but I picked it up because it's definitely got something in the middle, look. What is it? Maybe it's just a bit of like gruesome bone or something, but it was interesting enough to pick up. A massive tooth. I haven't found a tooth for ages, and I don't know why I find it interesting to find them, but this one is very hefty, so look at that. Another little item here, a sort of screw top of something, look. Encrusted in years worth of crud, that obviously had a little life once, I'm sure. And then two of my favourite little bits, a lovely piece of blue and white pottery there, look. And this little rock, and it's got these lines etched in it, and it just looks like it was deliberate. And I just wonder whether that has got some age to it and whether that was used for something interesting. It almost looks like it was used to sort of keep count or something, doesn't it? So let me know what you think. So here's another super find that Ryan's just picked up, and I think this is a really old handle of something. And then when I looked underneath, it's got lots of sort of build up there on the back, and I don't know if that's part of it or not, but underneath, look, I think that is probably some sort of stamp. You can almost sort of see a letter C maybe in a circle, and this little edging, look. So I really hope that it's some sort of, and I just wonder how old it was and what it was used for. So let me know what you think, and if that is in fact what it was used for, and if you've seen one like it. I've just been drawn in by this lovely colour here, look. Can you spot it in there? It's a lovely weathered piece of pottery, look. I very, very rarely find anything with that sort of raspberry colour, so yeah, I'm really fond of that. Just going to have another look around here, and I've spotted another little tiny piece of weathered pottery here, look. I love it when they've got that sort of the weathered edge. Looks like it's almost perfectly ready to go into a sort of pendant or something, doesn't it? Beautiful, isn't it? Let's see if we can spot any more. There's a little bit of rubber. Looked like it was a bone for a while. It's definitely one that we'll take and get rid of. So I'm probably picking up lots of wind noise. It's picked up again a little bit, so I'll let you go and I'll bring you back and let you know if there's anything else. So here are a couple of interesting finds that I've had along the way. I pulled out this massive old wheel look from under a big rock, with gloves on of course. And it looks pretty interesting. It's definitely got some age to it, hasn't it? But I can't quite work out what it would have been from. It has got some writing there as well, look, but again, can't quite make it out at the moment. So yeah, that's a nice find. And then I've also found this, which is an old piece of metal, and I'm interested in it just because of the shapes, look, around the edge. I wonder what that would have been from. It's probably lead, do you think? It's definitely got a sort of designed shape to it, hasn't it? So yeah, I'm interested to think what that would have come from and where that would have been. Look at this. The remains of a worn out bottle stopper, look. It's got something beautiful about it now, hasn't it? I think now that it's been washing around here for some time. Pretty cute, isn't it? Here's something that Ryan's just dug up with his metal detector. Look at this. It's actually a pretty heavy bit of metal, you know. Maybe lead. It's pretty cool, isn't it? I wonder what it was from. It's a wheel shape, hasn't it? It's obviously a wheel from something. Maybe a lid. I don't know. What do you think? And then I've just found this hidden behind a big rock. And at first I thought it was a button, but it feels like clay. And I wonder if it is actually a weathered sort of bottle stop that's weathered down to this beautiful shape, look. I'm quite in my element just looking around these rocks, finding little bits of pottery and other small pieces, and I just love it when you find some writing. Look at that. Let's have a look at it. It looks like it's the remains of a marmalade jar, doesn't it? Look, you can just see that there. Sunderland, maybe? I mean, that's quite a guess, isn't it? Isn't that lovely? Like little messages, isn't it, on the beach for us. Those of you that watch my channel will know that my favourite things to find are things that tell stories about households and the lives of people gone by. And look at this, an old toothbrush. We found a couple of these before, but this one's really nice. It would have been in the old Bristol type, and actually it has got some writing on it. And it says, I think, made in England, and then something about sterilised bristles. And I think the brand there is Monarch. I know you probably can't see it while it's dry, but when I get it home, I'll try and clean it up and get some better photos of it for you. Isn't that neat? That would have been like a part of someone's life once, and I love it for that. Well, look at that. I found the other one. I think I've got a matching pair now. I wonder if you can see the name better on this one. Caddy Star. I wonder what they were from. Isn't that unusual? We found a bottle. Another one which we didn't expect to find complete, just, you know, really because of the amount of broken ones that we found and how rocky it is here. But this is a really nice one. Ryan's just picked out of this kind of seawall area, and it must have been bobbing along and just got caught up. And look at it, it's got the little decoration around the bottom, a lovely shape, and it has got a name on it. And it says Cochrane and Cottrell. Cantrell, I think, actually. So yeah, definitely want to do a little bit of research on. Give it a good clean up. It's absolutely full of mud from the Bristol Channel, but definitely one that's going to clean up beautifully, I'm sure. We'll let you know what we can find out about it. But yeah, what a super find. I'm really pleased. No paste jars, surprisingly, for once. But yeah, really nice bottle find. There you go, look, isn't that lovely? What a shape. Definitely one, I think, for the display cabinet. I must apologise that I haven't been able to bring you with me as I walk along and lark as I usually do. I'm just really conscious that it's so windy that you probably won't hear much of what I'm saying, and it won't actually be that enjoyable to listen to. So I'll just catch you up on things as I find them. And here are a few little things, look. This is, it looks like another wheel of something, doesn't it? Almost like an old sort of cart wheel or trolley wheel or something. It's pretty neat. This I've picked up, it's just a stone, but I like it because it's in a perfect square, and how often do you find them like that? it's actually more rectangular, but you know. I picked this up wondering if it was some sort of button or something, and it looks like it's actually from the end of a shotgun cartridge. Look, you've still got the name on it. I'm so intrigued by it because you can just still read it so perfectly. I'm going to see if I can work out how old it was and see if there is anything super interesting or exciting about it. Here's a lead piece that Ryan dug up, and it looks like it's almost got sort of a bit of a pattern on it. Maybe it's some sort of cap for something. And then finally another beautiful marble, just nestled amongst the rocks. Look, and look at that beautiful colour inside. I absolutely love the way that this is weathered. Look at the outside now. It just adds to it, doesn't it? It's really beautiful. So there is lots of interesting stuff to be found here. It's a really lovely walk along the edge of the channel with the sun behind us, and lots of interesting things to keep us going. I'm really enjoying finding these little chips of pottery today. Look at this lovely blue and white piece. A nice bit of sea glass there, a bit of pipe stem, and then this, which is plain, but it's just got a lovely sort of patina to it. So it's obviously part of something interesting at some point in its life. It's really nice to find these little bits here. They have such a really nice weathered look, don't they? And it just really adds to them, I think. So yeah, super. Lots to pick up. Could spend hours looking through the sandy, rocky bits. But I'll just share what I find with you. See you in a sec. I've got a couple of interesting finds for you. I'm sure you can spot this one. I'm in quite a precarious position, but I'll try and reach out and get it out, and we'll have a look and see what it's like. Here it comes. Oh look, I haven't seen one like that before, you know. I wonder what that's made of. Pretty neat. And then just behind me here, let me just show you what else I've spotted. It's one of these. Quite often find these in the rivers, don't we? Sometimes we've even found them on boots or shoes, and it's the little heel plate. Always really great to find. This one's in pretty good condition. So yeah, that would have walked many a mile, I'm sure. I wonder what sort of life it would have led, and who would have owned it and where they would have taken it. But yeah, two pretty neat finds together. So I'm really pleased with that. They still come in, which is good. Ryan's just spent ages digging this up. One of his metal detector finds. Not gold or treasure, unfortunately. It's a hook. How unusual. So it was quite interesting. It makes me think of pirates, and Bristol has obviously got quite a history of pirates. I'm sure that isn't where it's from, but still, just makes you think, doesn't it? Wonder what it was from though, and how old it is. A pretty neat thing to dig up though, isn't it, on this windy afternoon. Here's another nice find. I love to find these. We don't find that many of them actually compared to some people. I know that they can be quite common in some places, but for us they're still really new and exciting. Well, I think everything is. I get excited by loads of things that I find. But look at that, a little belt buckle. Or a shoe buckle maybe? In brilliant condition. What a nice little find. I've just spotted a little area here that looks quite interesting, so I'm going to bring you with me and we'll have a look and see all the little finds that we've got here. Look at that, an old weathered piece of pottery. Too much gone, I think, to tell if there was a pattern on it or what it was. Some nice pieces of sea glass here, nice plain piece, look. The sun on it, isn't that beautiful? And then lots of the smaller bits of pottery as well. Look at that lovely blue colour there. Just a tiny chip look of blue pottery just laying there waiting to be found. And then I've spotted something else over here. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Look at that lovely colour just nestled there. A tiny piece, look, with some pink on it. That's great, isn't it? A lovely pink colour. And then just a bit further round, I have spotted this. Would you look at that? You know, I've always wanted to find one of the massive old sort of Victorian keys, and I've never found any key of any description actually, and this one is pretty neat. Look at it. Isn't that great? It's just such a sweet little thing to find, isn't it, nestled in the rocks. And it obviously has got a story to tell, I'm sure. I can see lots of tiny pieces of pottery as well. Look at that absolutely dainty piece of blue and white, look. So like I said, I could spend absolutely hours doing this. There's just so much to see. So I thought I'd bring you with me on that piece because I knew that there was lots to find, and I can kind of shelter you here a little bit from the wind. It's fun, isn't it? But yeah, the key is definitely one of my favourites. Definitely one to go in the cabinet, I think. See you in a sec. Look, a little tiny leftover piece of clay pipe. How about that? We found a few bits of pipe, not much, just sort of small stem pieces. But this is the first sort of bowl find that we've got, and it looks like it's definitely got some age to it, doesn't it? It's got that sort of bulbous shape to it that I'm sure it would have had. So I know most people, you know, on the Thames where these are sort of slightly easier to find, people don't keep them, don't bring them home. But for us, it's still really exciting, and definitely a little bit of a keeper to go in my little sardine jar of clay pipe pieces. So I've just been and rescued this from in the seawall. It's an old rubber, I'd say off of a wheel or something, and actually look, it's just got the brand here, Silver Cross. You probably can't see that yet, can you? There you go, look, Silver Cross. So it must be, I'm sure, off of an old pram. And you can just imagine the type, can't you, with the great big wheels. So yeah, what a fun thing to pull out. I'm really pleased with that. Look at this, a coin find. Ryan's found that just with the pinpointer, not actually with the metal detector. Just under the shingle. I can't quite tell what it is, but look, it's definitely got a picture of a ship on it, hasn't it? You can just see, give me a second, I'm sure. Okay. You can just see the outline of it, and what that lovely sort of green patina on it as well. So definitely a keeper. Let me know if you can identify it and tell us what it is. Look at this, a lovely little bit of pattern, just glinting up at me. This rock. Look at that. A lovely edge of something, great shape, and that lovely patterned edge, isn't that beautiful? Look at that, there's been plenty of these today. Always nice to find, aren't they? Oh, and look at that, this one is local. It says George's, Bristol. Brilliant. Always nice to pick that up, isn't it? So this is another find that Ryan's just picked up with his pinpointer. And it's definitely seen better days. But it looks like it could be the remains of a knife. It's got a bit of intrigue to it, hasn't it? What do you think? When they made the seawall here, they obviously used lots and lots of bricks because there are just tons of them dotted around. Some of them still with the names on of the makers. So I'm going to bring you back on the walk back with me, and we'll sort of lark as we go, see if we can find anything interesting. We're heading into the wind now, so it might temporarily get worse, so I apologise for that. I'd love to walk out and dig in the mud, I really would, but it's completely not accessible. You can't walk on it, you sink, and obviously it really is not advisable, so we're just sticking to the edges. there, an old handle. I wonder what it's made of. Maybe hear my boots squelching as we go. Should go up and around. This is the shape of something just in the mud here. I'm sure you can see it. Ryan seems to think it could be the chassis off of an old car, you know. It's definitely got that sort of shape to it, hasn't it? And then quite appropriately, just behind it, there's a Goodyear tyre. I wonder what it was. We're just about to head up back now to the car, up over the seawall again. Thanks so much for coming on this adventure with me. Slightly different to my normal rivers and brooks, but I've had a really great time mooching along the Bristol Channel. Found some really interesting stuff, lots of small, intriguing little pieces of history, and I've really enjoyed it. We probably will come back here again. It obviously goes much further on, and we'll maybe head over to the sort of Welsh side as well, a bit further along the River Severn at some point in the future. So keep an eye out for that. And of course we'll be back in the rivers and the brooks again shortly. We've got some great places lined up. We'll just wait for the water levels to go back down. It's been a little bit stormy this week, so hence we've come out to the beach instead. Our subscriber count is really growing, so thank you so much to all of our new subscribers. It really means a lot that you like coming on my adventures with me. Thanks so much for your comments as well. Leave some comments to let me know what you thought of this adventure and whether you enjoyed it. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to find out when we're out again. And don't forget you can find me on Twitter at Lucy Larking, Facebook Lucy's Larking Adventures, and on Instagram as well, Lucy Larking. Now we're home, I'll show you some of my finds all cleaned up. I've had lots and lots of bottle stoppers today, which is pretty cool. So some of my favourites are this one here, which is the George's Bristol, and it's got 1934 on it. I think we found another one similar to that. I'm not sure if it has the exact same year on it, but it's pretty close, I think. And then this one, which we found in the bottle sticking out of the mud, is actually metal, which is pretty unusual. They're not usually made of metal, they're usually sort of rubber or vulcanite, but this is pretty cool, isn't it? So see what we can find out about this. If you recognise the brand or anything, then do let me know. And then I also really like this one, just think this is pretty cool, isn't it? And then this lid here as well, look, with the lovely swan on it, is pretty nice as well. Let me show you what else I found. So here are some of my favourite pottery finds, just small chips today that I've brought back with me. Apart from this, I'm not sure if I remember to show you this as I found it actually. I think that was probably when we got caught in the rain. But this looks like a big piece of sort of stoneware something. And it was just intriguing enough for me to think I will try and find out a little bit more about it. So if anyone knows anything, let me know. And then some of these lovely small, you know, the blue and white chips. This one is brilliant, look at this. Just got the edge of a little scene there, some sort of fence on it, and this lovely sort of pinky bit with a sort of flowered feather pattern, and the nice feather rim there at the front. My bit of clay pipe stem and the lovely little bit of bowl that was left that we managed to find today, which is great, and also this that I showed you, which we think was maybe at some point some kind of stopper, and it's just been weathered away to a really neat button shape, which is pretty cool. I also took the liberty of bringing some sea glass back with me because it's just so pretty, and I don't always have the opportunity to find it. You don't tend to find it obviously in the sort of rivers and brooks so much, so I brought some nice pieces back. Because they will, I'm sure, come in useful for something creative, won't they? Look at this. Looks like a sort of ready-made design, doesn't it, to be used for something. And finally, here's a roundup of the rest of the weird and wonderful stuff that we found today. It's been such an eclectic mix of stuff, and it's really been quite an interesting lark. So let's just talk you through some of it. You've seen the hook, the heel plate already. Always nice to find things like that. Love the little buckle there, and this bit of sort of lead, I assume it is. This just feels so lovely, and it's just got such an interesting look to it. I hope it's off something interesting. But either way, you can see it's come home. This is probably the find of the adventure for me, this lovely Bakelite cigarette extender. You can just imagine, can't you, an elegant woman sort of smoking her cigarette using this. In a time, I'm sure, when smoking was more socially acceptable than it is now. But what a cool thing to find just sticking out of a mound of mud on the Bristol Channel. Absolutely love that. I love this little lead wheel as well. This is really exciting. I wonder what this was from. Some sort of toy maybe? And then this is the top of a shotgun cartridge. You saw this earlier, Ely and Kynoch. I'm not sure about my pronunciation there. So I've done a little bit of research, and I can see that this was used, they made sort of war grade stuff, maybe sort of Second World War. I don't know if it would be, but let me know what you think. Some of you, I'm sure, will know more than me on that, so I'd be interested to know what you think. But a little curio that was interesting enough to come home, so it's going to have its place in the cabinet. The toothbrush, one of my favourite things to find, because I just love the fact that it was part of someone's daily routine at some point. And you can just see there, it's got a sort of Monarch brand there, look, denture brush. And just here it says, on this bit here, let's try and get it in focus for you. Made in England, and then it says sterilised bristle. There you go, look. That's pretty cool, isn't it? I love that. That'll go with, I think we've got sort of 2 or 3 now of those. The key I absolutely love. What a cool thing to find. I wonder what it was for. There's something really mysterious, isn't there, about a sort of lost key, I think. Love a coin find. This was Ryan's great find. A sort of ship's penny, I think. So some of you, again, I'm sure will know a bit about that. Let me know what sort of age that was. But it's just got that lovely sort of green patina, hasn't it? And it just looks great as it is, actually. I'm not even going to try and clean that up too much. The bottle tops you've seen. A few other sort of curios. This lovely lady. Look at her. One of my most wanted is a frozen Charlotte doll or that sort of thing. And this is just brilliant, isn't it? You can imagine her being decorative in some sort of beautiful home. And this is what's left of her, but she still is decorative. It's pretty cool there, isn't she? And then some more cool stuff at the back. So 2 lovely marbles. They've actually got really nice colours inside, so I'll try and find a nice way to display those in my lighted cabinet. A wheel, maybe from a sort of Triang toy. I picked this up. I don't think I showed you as I found it, actually, but it's come home. Quite like it. And then I found this thing from a Petter. This was my my Petter engine find, look. Made in England. It says there, Petter, genuine part. And Ryan wondered if his find actually came with it. Sort of looks like it might fit, doesn't it? Maybe it was some sort of gasket or something underneath it. My lovely eroded bottle stop, which I love for its the way that it is now. And then this is probably my most intriguing find, so I could really use some information on this. So I think this is, as I said on the beach, I think this is a sort of handle, and it was some sort of seal or stamp. Maybe a sort of wax seal. But let me know what you think. Anyone seen anything like it? Point me in the right direction. It's pretty neat, isn't it? And then finally the bottles. So this one probably more modern, with some contents in, but it's cleaned up quite nicely. And then this one just nestled in those big sort of seawall rocks. And I just absolutely love it. It's just got such a lovely design around it. And this is the one that says Cochrane and Cantrell. And you've seen a little bit about them already and what I've been able to find out about them. So I really hope that you've enjoyed the adventure. Thanks again for coming with me. We'll be out in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. So keep an eye out, subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you'll see my next video. And we'll see you then. Thank you. Bye.